Hello everyone, welcome back on Meds. I'm your host Mr. Meds aka King Meds. Inkosi yamakhambi xa nindiboneni bothi zaneza. Before we can start the video, I just want to make a quick disclaimer. Please note all prices I'll be using for reference are single exit prices. That is the price before VAT and dispensing fee. So be warned, I will be using a lot of numbers today. On our previous video, we talked about generics. As I said, the pharmaceutical market is a very competitive space. If the originator sticks with their original price for too long, then as cheaper generics comes into the market, the original brand becomes irrelevant. In most instances, the original brand ends up leaving the market because they do not sell anymore. Remember, even medical aid companies, to save money, they usually push their customers to use cheaper alternatives, causing original brands to lose their relevance in the market. To maintain their relevance in the market, the originator brand usually deploys one of the two strategies. The first strategy is to reduce their prices to be more competitive with other generics. So in such cases, you even find the originator brand even cheaper than most of the generics. One example that I can think of right now is the example of Azithromycin. Azithromycin is the original brand of azithromycin, an antibiotic that is usually indicated for upper and lower respiratory tract infection. It used to cost over 300 rands for 3 tablets, which is a 3-day course. Okay, now they dropped their prices. The current single exit price of Azithromycin is about 139 rands 20 cents, making it one of the cheaper azithromycin brands in the market. Cheaper than most generics in the market. So I just want to show you a photo that you can actually just compare the prices as well. I don't want you to think that I'm making this up. I just want you to check the price as well. So these are the current single exit prices of the azithromycin molecule. So as you see, Azithromycin at the bottom, it's from Pfizer Laboratories. It's the originator. It costs about 139 rands 20 cents. And the cheapest generic available is Zytract. Zytract is about 133 rands 18 cents. So it's not that far from the azithromycin. Some of the generics are more expensive than the Azithromycin currently. If you look at the Aspen azithromycin, one of the generic, it's about 162 rands 70 cents for the same tablet, making it one of the most expensive brands of this molecule. Same thing happened with Azithromycin suspension. They dropped their prices as well, so it's currently cheaper than most of the generic, but it's the originator. So currently most medical aid covers Azithromycin without any co-payment. Another example is Eliquis. Eliquis is apixaban, a blood thinner. It used to cost close to 1,000 rands for both 2.5 and 5 milligrams. But as soon as their patent expired, they dropped their prices by almost half, making it very competitive. In this way, they didn't lose their relevance in the market. I think this is the best strategy from the originator. It disables most of the generics that they end up being irrelevant in the market. There are more examples I can use, but I will only use these two for now. So this shows you that generics are giving originator brands sleepless nights. So no matter what you say about generics, they are very important for our economy. They keep the originator brands in check by creating a very competitive market, making sure that originator brands are not exploiting people. So this is just a picture showing the single exit price of generics of Eliquis and Eliquis. As you can see, Eliquis 5 milligrams, it shows there that it's an originator. For 60 tablets, it now costs 575 rands 46 cents. Whereas most of the generics are almost also in the same price range. But the cheapest generic currently available is Zapix and Inoclot. So these two cost about 369 rand 60 cents. Then the second strategy that the originator brands usually use to make sure they keep their relevance in the market is by making clones. Now you might be asking yourself, what are clones now? I know about originator brands, I know about generics, but what are clones? A clone is basically the same duplicate of the originator product, manufactured by the same company under different name and packaging. Basically everything is exactly the same as the originator product, including the inactive pharmaceutical ingredient. If anything changes in the product other than the name and packaging, then it won't be a clone. It will be considered as the generic, even if it's from the same company. So the originator brands make clones to compete with generics while still retaining their original brand in the market. One example of the originator brand with their clones is one of the most commonly used beta blockers, which is bisoprolol. The first bisoprolol products in the market were Conca and Cadico. These are two originator products from the same company, so they are basically the same thing. The current single exit price for Conca is about 172 Rand 13 cents, while Cadico is about 169 Rand 36 cents. So there's a small price difference between the two. The same company released two clones, the middle of the range Betacore and the cheapest clone Mcore. So Mcore is cheaper than most bisoprolol generics, making it very competitive. Price-wise, middle of the range Betacore costs about 63 Rand 95 cents and the cheapest clone Mcore is about 47 Rand 15 cents. So the originator company basically saturated the market with 4 products, basically the same thing in different brands, just to make sure that it keeps it relevant in the market. But unfortunately, the generic Bilocor is wiping the floor with all of them, as it is the best-selling brand in the market currently, with the single exit price of 47 Rand 10 cents. So basically the same price as Mcore. Now I want you to look at the examples of the bisoprolol products in the market. So this is a comparison of all 5 milligrams bisoprolol products available in the market. As you can see, the original brand that is Conca is 167 Rand 36 cents. You can see on the bottom right of your screen. Then the other originator Cadico is about 172 Rand 13 cents. You can see the middle of the range clone Betacore is about 63 Rand 95 cents. So as you can see, there are other generics available as well on the market, but they are like the middle of the range and they are not as famous as these 5 products. The originator brand does not have to wait for their patent to expire for them to make clones. Okay, they can make clones while their patent is still active or when their patent is closer to expiring, to make sure that when the first generic comes out in the market, they are ready to compete. One example is of another blood thinner, Xarelto. Xarelto is the original brand of the molecule rivaroxaban. Before the patent expired, they made a clone, Ixarola. Okay, if you can see these products side by side, Ixarola and Xarelto, even the packaging is the same. The only difference is the brand name. Now the clone Ixarola set another benchmark for generics, forcing them to price themselves even lower. If the generic comes into the market more expensive than the clone, then it's game over for them. They can't compete. Their chances of winning a share in the market become very slim. Currently, the originator brand Xarelto has a single exit price of 1,205 Rand 97 cents. The clone Ixarola is about 856 Rand 92 cents. In this case, generics are forced to price themselves even lower. Currently, most generics are in the price range of 500 Rand to 700 Rand. And the cheapest generic is Asalta, with a single exit price of 334 Rand 36 cents. As you can see on the picture or on the image that is on the display, the clone Ixarola for 28 tablets, it's 856 Rand 92 cents, and the originator Xarelto, which is number 3, is about 1,205 Rand 97 cents. And there are other generics, a lot of them. I don't know how many generics they have, but there's quite a lot of them. So currently the cheapest generic Asalta 30 tablets is about 334 Rand 36 cents. So as you can see, you save a lot of money now. Now between the cheapest brand and the originator, you save basically about 800 Rand. So that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money to save. So as you can see, less than a year ago, you had to purchase this molecule for more than 1,205 Rand 97 cents. Okay, now you can get the cheapest generic for about 334 Rand 36 cents. So probably in 3 years, you will be buying the same molecules for less than 100 Rand. Then that will mean that originator product won't be relevant anymore. I hope you see why generics are important. In conclusion, every government knows their population. In some rich countries, they don't allow generics because the government know that their population can afford original. But we live in a third world country where most people can't afford the original brands. So this is how the government makes sure that people of the Republic have access to health by allowing competition in the market. But at the end of the day, it's still up to you. You still have a choice to choose generic or the originator brand. It's up to you. I'm not here to tell you what to do with your money. I'm just here to give you the information so that you can make informed decisions, as I said in my previous video. So you still have a choice to buy whatever brand you want. When a pharmacist asks you for generic, you still have a right to say no. Whether you prefer the originator or the generic, there is a market for everyone. I hope this video gave you nothing but clarity about how pharmacy works. So subscribe, like, share and comment for more. See you on the next one.